What's going on, Collider Games fans? I'm Caboose, and today what we're going to be doing is breaking down and talking about the roster size for Mortal Kombat 11, as well as all the confirmed characters that we have so far, based on some of the ones that we saw during the reveal trailer, and through some speculation that I'm going to be bringing you guys here in just a moment. First things first, let's tackle the roster size for Mortal Kombat 11. There is a lot of speculation surrounding this, and while we got to see the character select screen during the MK reveal event, and if you count the slots on that select screen, it comes up to 25, which seems to be what the roster size is most likely going to end up being. Derek Kurtzik, who works over at NetherRealm, did an interview with the Combat Tether over on Facebook, and they asked him specifically about the roster size potentially being 25 characters, and he responded in saying that that's a pretty solid number. So I think it's a safe bet that 25 characters is going to be our roster size for Mortal Kombat 11, and then 26 if we were to include Shao Kahn, and then it's rumored that we're going to be getting 6 DLC characters through Combat Pack 1, which brings us to a total of 32, with a potential Combat Pack 2 bringing us to 38, which is where Injustice 2 landed after all the DLC had released for that game. I'm completely comfortable with this. I think that is a totally fine roster size. We've been sort of landing around this number for the previous NetherRealm games anyways, so I'm okay with it. You know, if we get more characters, if they jam a ton of characters in there from the start, there's going to be too many balance issues with Mortal Kombat 11, and that's something that I'm sure both even on a casual and a competitive side, we don't want to see happen for this game. I know some people want this roster size to be massive because that means that your favorite character could make it in, but for the longevity of the game and to not damage the game upon release, it's much better that we keep the roster size where it is, and I'm totally happy with where it is right now. Alright, now let's get in and talk about the confirmed characters for Mortal Kombat 11. First of all, we had 6 playable characters in the build that we were playing at the reveal event. You know, we had Raiden, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, the new playable character Garrus, there was Scarlet, and then I believe Sonya Blade. So those are 6 confirmed characters for sure joining the roster for Mortal Kombat 11 because they were actually playable at the event. Then, some people noticed during the reveal event that the in-game menus for Mortal Kombat 11, at least in the build that we were playing, there was some very interesting artwork used for some of the game modes that you could select that featured some characters that could potentially be confirmed to make their way into the game. The first one that you're seeing here for this Conquer mode is of what looks to be the back of Rain. So when you click over to go to Conquer, you can see what looks to be some artwork of Rain. Then next up, when you go to select a local versus fight, you can see what seems to be Cassie Cage going up against Kano, and there's going to be some more evidence against Cassie Cage being in the game that I will get to in just a moment. And then when you head into the Towers of Time mode, you can see what seems to be some artwork there of Noob Saibot, and honestly, I think there's a really good chance Noob is going to show up into the game simply because of the fact that he is so highly requested, and NetherRealm really seems to be listening to the fans this time around about what characters they decide to be in the game based upon fan request. You know, that's why Scarlet is on the roster, and it was mentioned by Ed Boon that she was so highly requested to be in this game, and that's why she's showing up. But alright, moving on, just like I said, I got a little bit more evidence here for Cassie Cage and why she's probably in the game, and that is because, well, we can actually see an in-game render of her and see her speak during a behind-the-scenes video for Mortal Kombat 11. There is this opening intro dialogue, or either what seems to be a part of the story mode or something, in which she's talking to Katana, so that could be another confirmed character. We'll get to that in just a moment, but here's the clip, here's Cassie Cage, and a little piece of dialogue from her character in Mortal Kombat 11.
Katana, Empress of the Dead.
So that's right, she is addressing Katana there, and well, Katana can actually be seen in this very same behind-the-scenes video that I was talking about. We see the Revenant version of her. I think there was a good chance that she was going to show up in the game just because of the story that's been going on with MKX and what it leads into with MK11. She was probably going to be a part of it, and well, why would she be in the game and not the one that she's with at the time? Liu Kang, of course, also going to show up in Mortal Kombat 11. We see the Revenant version of him, and we see a lot of him and Kung Lao, who will probably be in the game as well, together during the main reveal trailer for Mortal Kombat 11. So those 3 additional characters are probably going to be in the game. And then, of course, Cassie Cage as well, because of the fact that we see what looks to be some gameplay with her characters. So those are 4 characters I think almost for sure are going to be in Mortal Kombat 11. But still sticking with this behind the scenes video, some eagle-eyed viewers have noticed that there is a shot during the behind the scenes video in which someone is working in the background, and on the monitor on the screen of their work you can see what looks to be Johnny Cage. And well, I mean, the glasses are there, that seals the deal. I think he's probably going to be in the game as well. I mean, come on, you can't have Cassie Cage and Sonya Blade in the game and not have Johnny Cage. You gotta have the Cage family in there. You know, you just can't keep out Johnny Cage. He is one of the iconic main characters of Mortal Kombat lore. There was also a moment during the live stream in which Tyler Lansdowne came up on stage to talk about the combat cast. For those who don't know, back in the Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat X days, Tyler Lansdowne and company, you know, Derek Kurtzik, they would jump on stream to talk about brand new characters that were coming to the game. And while he was talking about the combat cast and how it was returning for Mortal Kombat 11, and then at one moment we see somebody zoom by the screen, and it's pretty obvious who that is. There's only one real main character in Mortal Kombat lore that has the speed like that, and that of course is Cabal. And just before Joshua Gray, who was hosting the entire event, who did a fantastic job by the way, just before he could say it was that Cabal, Tyler Lansdowne cut him off and said, yes, that's exactly who you think that is, but we'll show you more on January 30th, and you can definitely bet we're going to be covering that right here on Collider Games. And then last up, we got Kronika, who we've seen a little bit of through some trailers here, and she is said to be the main antagonist to the game, and there's a pretty good chance that we're going to be able to play as her, as that has been the case for both Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat X. You know, with MKX, we got to play as Shinnok after beating the game, and then with Injustice 2, we get to play as Brainiac after beating the game. So I'm guessing the same case is going to be applied to Kronika. She's going to be the main antagonist, and then after we play through the story of MK11 and beat the game, we'll probably have access to play as her character. And I'm very intrigued by Kronika. I'm very intrigued to see what exactly is going down in the story of MK11, because it's said that she is the one who's been pulling the strings and orchestrating all the events of Mortal Kombat since all the way back to MK1. So I'm excited, but that's it. That's the video that we got for today, talking about the roster size for MK11, as well as some of the confirmed characters that we have for the game so far. And now we kick it to you guys. What excites you the most about this news? We want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And then, of course, if you enjoyed the video, a positive rating would be appreciated. And you can subscribe to the Collider Games channel for more MK11 coverage and overall gaming coverage. I've been Caboose, and I'll see you guys later.